Why didn't the Hun clan directly take the Toshi ancient god's jade? Some people have wondered, if the Hun clan wanted to take the Toshi ancient god's jade from Xiaoyan, why didn't they directly use Xiaozhan to force an exchange, or send a high-level expert to retrieve it? After all, within the Hun clan alone, just counting 7-star and 8-star Doxing, there were nearly 10 of them. Sending out any one of them could easily crush Xiaoyan, who at that time was only at 1-star Daosheng, or even flatten the entire Tianfu alliance. If they had done that, how could things have escalated? To the point of allowing Xiaoyan to be pushed step by step into becoming a Dodi, only for him to eventually wipe out the entire Hun clan. Today, let us set aside the subjective factor of the author won't allow it, and instead analyze from objective angles why Hun Tiandi, the one ruling the Hun clan, did not act that way. First, ever since the Hun clan obstructed Xiao Xuan from advancing to Dodi, and plotted to gather all pieces of the Toshi ancient god's jade, Hun Tiandi's ambition was exposed. From then on, the remaining 6 ancient clans kept strict surveillance on the Hun clan. Those clans were forced to remain highly vigilant. Otherwise, the fate of the Xiao clan would become their own future. However, the group led by Gu Yuan at that time, in order to preserve their own strength and with a mentality of seeking safety, chose not to engage in a life-or-death battle with the Hun clan. That decision gave Hun Tiandi the chance to rise once more, to make the other ancient clans lower their guard, and at the same time give the elites of the Hun clan time to rest and recover. Hun Tiandi established a subsidiary company, the Hall of Souls. Its main purpose was to continuously collect soul bodies to help the void-swallowing flame in the clan advance into the Emperor's soul realm. Once Hun Tiandi's injuries were fully healed, combined with the devouring ability of the void-swallowing flame, they would secretly eliminate the ancient clans one by one and seize their ancient jades. Furthermore, the Hall of Souls initially only operated on the continent, doing the business of gathering the souls of the dead, so the other ancient clans could not be bothered to pay much attention to them. As for the already fallen Xiao clan in Hun Tiandi's eyes, they were even less worth worrying about. Back then, Xiaozhan the clan leader was only a small Dadu Shi. Thus he merely instructed the Hall of Souls that when collecting souls, they should conveniently snatch the Xiao clan's jade as well. Meanwhile, the true elites of the Hun clan hid within their territory, waiting for the right moment so as not to shake the grass and alert the snake. In Hun Tiandi's view, the main targets were the other ancient clans. The declining Xiao clan, no matter how they struggled, could not create any significant waves. Therefore, after giving this instruction to the Hall of Souls, the subsidiary company Hun Tiandi no longer cared about the matter and focused entirely on planning the destruction of the other ancient clans. The problem lay in the execution. At that time, the Hall Master of the Hall of Souls, Hun Misheng 5-star Dosheng, was in secluded cultivation. These old monsters, once they start their seclusion, stay inside for a few years at minimum or a few decades at most. They would not handle small matters and could not handle major ones. So the Deputy Hall Master handed the task to his subordinates. No one expected that the entire Hall of Souls, from top to bottom, would all be of the same careless mindset. In the end, they sent only a single mist protector to get the job done. What happened afterward is something everyone already knows. With help from various angel investors he encountered along the way, plus the external hacks of luck and opportunities pouring onto him, Xiaoyan not only killed the initial protector and even Gu Yu, one of the 3 heavenly venerables, a high-level semi-sage, but also achieved 1-star Dusheng and established the Tianfu alliance. At this time, when the Hall Master Hun Miasheng finally emerged from seclusion, the situation had already collapsed. But it happened to be the moment when the purifying demonic lotus flame was about to descend. Obtaining this heavenly flame would greatly strengthen the Hun clan. To prevent other clans from snatching it first and to prepare for subduing the heavenly flame, Hun Misheng under Hun Tiandi's arrangement had to personally handle the matter and guard the place where the heavenly flame would appear. As for the current Tianfu alliance, the Hall of Souls no longer had the strength to confront them. This was because the Pill Tower housed an old ancestor named Qingyu Shepherd Boy, whose strength had reached early 6-star Do Sheng. Although this man enjoyed wandering around the world, if the Hall of Souls dared to attack the Pill Tower or the Tianfu alliance, he definitely would not sit idly by. This was also the reason why the Deputy Hall Master of the Hall of Souls, a 3-star, Doxing, only dared to use a clone to cause trouble for the Tianfu alliance. He feared the terrifying strength of the Pill Tower's ancestor. If he encountered the true body, he would die before he had time to react. So, where were the Dosheng experts of the Hun clan? They were secretly arranged by Hun Tiandi to wipe out the Spirit Clan, Stone Clan, and Medicine Clan. At this point, Hun Tiandi had fully recovered to his peak. Although the void-swallowing flame had not yet reached the Emperor's soul realm, it still possessed the strength of early 9-star Dusheng. Combined with the 4 demon saints of the Hun clan, all 7-star Dushengs, they were more than capable of quietly erasing these 3 weaker clans and seizing their ancient jades. The strongest among them, Yao Dan, clan leader of the Medicine Clan, was only a 7-star Duxing. Destroying them was as easy as flipping a hand. To Hun Tiandi, the ancient jade in the hands of the Xiao clan, whether it was held by Xiao Yan or by anyone else, made no difference. He could take it whenever he wished. A lucky boy who was merely a 1-star Duxing was nothing more than a rusty nail in the eyes of the Hun clan. If the Hall of Souls had completed its mission decades ago, it would have been fine. But now the Hun clan absolutely could not move against Xiao Yan over a mere jade. The time for their great rise had arrived. Hun Tiandi needed to eliminate the Spirit Clan and Stone Clan quietly. If they sent a 7-star Dusheng to kill Xiao Yan now, or used Xiao Jan's life to force an exchange, the remaining clans would connect the events. Deduce that the Hun clan was the one who destroyed the 2 clans and unite to fight back. The millennium-long plan would collapse entirely. It was better to simply let Xiao Yan continue to grow. Once the Hun clan destroyed the other ancient clans, returning later to crush a weak Xiao Yan would be as easy as taking something from a pocket. However, what Hun Tiandi never expected was that the Hack King Xiao Yan, when he was at 7-star Dosheng, directly received the Tuoshi ancient god's inheritance, leaping in 1 step to a Dodi. Hun Tiandi had even accounted for the possibility of someone becoming a Dodi, which was why he brought out the Emperor-slaying Ghost Blood Blade, an ancient weapon capable of killing a Dodi belonging to the Hun clan. But Xiao Yan played the trump card of self-immolating the Dodi body, summoning 10,000 heavenly flames to permanently seal him away. Some say Hun Tiandi had calculated everything except for the unexpected arrival of the tsundere girl, Nalan Yanran, to break the engagement. But in truth, the destruction of the Hun clan had little to do with her. The direct cause of Hun Tiandi's downfall was the outsourced company known as the Hall of Souls. If back then their bureaucratic incompetence and arrogance hadn't gotten in the way, if they had sent not a mist protector, but someone at the Dozun level like old monster Zai Xing, or a high-level semi-sage like Gu Yu, then none of the later chaos would have occurred. But alas, Xiao Yan was the beloved child of heaven.